The light that shouldn't exist. Point. It begins with a whisper, a story that seems too strange, too impossible to be real. Across the globe, in the most ordinary of towns, people have reported seeing a light. Not just any light, but one that seems alive. One that refuses to be explained. They call it the light that shouldn't exist. In the dead of night, it appears, hovering over fields, peeking through forests, casting shadows that defy reason. Some say it moves with intention, as if observing, as if judging. And yet, when scientists arrive, when cameras are set, it vanishes, almost as if it knows it is being watched. This is not a tale of folklore. This is not the making of a ghost story. This is a story rooted in observation, in evidence, in humanity's desperate attempt to understand the unknown. And it begins here. Point. In the quiet town of Maplewood, population 3,200, it was Mrs. Eleanor Hayes who first reported the light. It was a night like any other. Her husband asleep, her cat curled by the fireplace. She stepped outside to fetch water from the old well behind her house, and there it was, a small orb of pure white hovering silently above the field. It pulsed, almost rhythmically, as if breathing. Neighbors thought she was joking, but soon more sightings emerged. Farmers in neighboring towns, hikers in the forest, even children walking home from school. Each sighting described the same phenomenon, a glowing light seemingly without source, defying natural laws. Scientists were intrigued. Researchers from nearby universities arrived, carrying spectrometers, night vision cameras, and other instruments. But no matter the technology, no matter the observation methods, the light refused to yield its secrets. It seemed aware, almost sentient. Some began to speculate, was this a natural phenomenon or something beyond comprehension? Point. Light, as we understand it, follows rules. It reflects, refracts, and dissipates. It cannot simply appear and disappear without cause. And yet this light did exactly that. Researchers attempted to analyze it with infrared cameras, ultraviolet imaging, and high-speed sensors. The readings were baffling. No heat, no electromagnetic signature. It did not conform to the behavior of any known physical object. Dr. Alan Reed, a physicist specializing in quantum anomalies, was one of the first to admit, we are observing something that may not fit within our current understanding of reality. His team recorded hours of footage, yet every time they reviewed it, crucial frames would blur or vanish entirely. Data corruption? Possibly. Or perhaps something else was at play. Local folklore began to mingle with scientific inquiry. Stories of watchers and lights in the sky circulated, eerily similar across cultures separated by continents. Could the light be a natural occurrence long forgotten by modern science? Or was it tapping into something more profound? An intersection of physics and consciousness, of matter and mind? Empty bracket. It wasn't just the science that made this phenomenon extraordinary. It was the effect on people. Those who saw the light often reported an overwhelming sense of awe, sometimes fear, sometimes even euphoria. Children described hearing whispers or feeling as if the light was speaking directly to them. Adults spoke of vivid dreams, sudden insights, and unexplainable emotional shifts. One man, Thomas Green, recounted seeing the light hovering near his barn. I felt like it was showing me something, he said. I can't explain it. My thoughts, my fears, everything seemed clearer. It was terrifying, but also beautiful. Some who saw the light experienced long-term changes in behavior. Artists became prolific, writing or painting works that they claimed were inspired by visions from the light. Scientists reported breakthroughs in their research, as if the phenomenon unlocked a new way of thinking. Yet for others, the light brought nightmares, anxiety, and the sensation of being watched. Its influence was unpredictable and undeniably powerful. Point out, as word spread, people came from around the world. Amateur paranormal investigators, journalists, thrill seekers, all hoping to witness the impossible. The town became a hub of observation, yet the light continued to evade consistent capture. Sometimes it appeared for minutes, other times for hours. Occasionally, multiple lights would appear, forming patterns, lines, grids, even what seemed like rudimentary symbols in the sky. Equipment was stolen, cameras destroyed, and sensors mysteriously malfunctioned. Some theorized the light was conscious, intentionally avoiding detection. Others proposed a far stranger idea. Perhaps the light was a bridge between dimensions, a glimpse into realities beyond our own. And then there were those who claimed to have communicated with it, not through words, but through thought, emotion, intuition. Ancient texts and artwork hint at similar phenomena. In medieval Europe, will-o'-the-wisps were believed to lead travelers astray. In Japan, stories of hitodama describe human souls manifesting as floating lights. Even modern accounts of UFOs often describe glowing orbs, behaving with intelligence beyond human understanding. Could these disparate stories all point to a singular phenomenon? Anthropologists and historians began to map reports, drawing startling correlations. Locations with frequent sightings often share unique environmental or geological traits. Many occur near water sources, ley lines, or areas with unusual magnetic activity. Could the light be an environmental anomaly, a physical manifestation of energy fields we barely understand? Or is this interpretation merely a human attempt to impose logic on the illogical? Scientists propose countless theories: plasma anomalies, ball lightning, rare atmospheric refractions, quantum entanglement made visible. But each explanation fell short. None accounted for the intelligence, the awareness, the subtle interaction with observers. Some theorists ventured further, suggesting that consciousness itself might be intertwined with the phenomenon. Could human thought, emotion, or intention shape the light? Experiments were conducted, placing meditators, artists, and researchers in controlled environments near the sighting areas. Results were inconclusive, yet patterns emerged. Emotional intensity, attention, and focus appeared to influence the light's behavior. Others argued for extraterrestrial origins, a form of life beyond Earth, not bound by our conventional understanding of biology or physics. Critics dismissed this as sensationalism, yet the theory persisted. After all, what else could explain a force so deliberate, so incomprehensible? It is in the personal stories that the phenomenon becomes truly human. Take Sophia Mendes, a school teacher who first saw the light while walking home from class. She described a sensation of connection, of being understood without words. Or Rajiv Patel, a retired engineer, who claimed the light guided him to uncover a hidden family secret, long buried beneath layers of neglect. Each story adds a layer of complexity: joy and fear, insight and confusion, creation and destruction. The light interacts with humanity not merely as a spectacle, but as an agent of transformation. And yet, no one can fully grasp its purpose. It is neither benevolent nor malevolent. It simply exists. The questions remain. What is it? Why does it appear in specific places? Does it have intention, or is it a natural occurrence beyond comprehension? How does it affect consciousness? And perhaps the most haunting question: how much of what we think we understand about reality is simply our own limited perception? Despite the growing body of evidence, definitive answers remain elusive. Cameras capture fragments, instruments record anomalies, witnesses tell their stories, but the light itself remains an enigma. It challenges not only science, but philosophy, spirituality, and the very notion of reality. What is humanity's response to the impossible? Curiosity, fear, awe. Communities form around the sightings, blending science and spirituality, skepticism and belief. Conferences are held, documentaries produced, papers written. Yet the phenomenon remains just out of reach. It is a mirror, reflecting our own desire for understanding, our fear of the unknown, and our relentless hope that some mysteries are worth pursuing. In Maplewood, the townspeople have adapted. Tours, observatories, and research centers coexist with everyday life. Children grow up hearing the stories, learning both caution and wonder. Visitors leave changed, carrying memories of a light that should not exist, yet does. The light that shouldn't exist is not merely a phenomenon. It is a symbol of humanity's pursuit of the extraordinary. It reminds us that the universe is far larger, stranger, and more beautiful than we can imagine. It reminds us that some mysteries cannot be solved, only witnessed, pondered, and revered. And perhaps that is enough. For now, the light continues to appear, hovering in the dark, pulsing in the night, waiting for the next observer, the next seeker, the next human willing to believe that the impossible is possible. The end.